Good morning, Panda Pirates. I think you all have been there, that you have tweaked your website and have a perfect page score, but when you look at your mobile page score, it's atrocious. So how can we fix this? There are some very nice little tweaks, and today I'm going to show you two simple tricks. For this, I created this small demo website with two sections that are pretty common. First of all, we have a blog title or hero section, and the second part we have an image and text section. And I made a test of it, and this is the result. As you can see, we have a Google page speed score of 74, and the file size is 641 kilobytes. Okay, the image used here, or the images currently used on this website, are these three. We have a larger one for this one here, and a smaller one for the responsive view for mobile, and we have one image for the background. So if we open these up, you can see the large background image currently has 333 kilobytes. Then the small one currently has 26 kilobytes, and the other one has currently 82 kilobytes. So these are the images we have to deal with that are served when someone visits our website. And there are some problems. What many editors do, if I'm going to resize this website down, and now we are in the mobile view, this image here is still the large image. So, and this is one of the reasons that's going to bring your mobile page score down, because you still serve the huge image if you have added the image into the background. And now we are going to fix these problems with some simple tricks. To work on these images, I now open the large one in Affinity Photo. Affinity Photo is a pretty good image editor, and it comes pretty cheap compared with Photoshop. If they run a discount session, you can get this program for about $29, and that's it. No fees, no monthly subscription bullshit, nothing. Okay, so what we want to do, first of all, we want to resize our document down to 720 pixels width. There we go. You don't see a real change currently because Affinity Photo is scaling the image up, so we can still work with it. But next thing, and this is the little trick, so to say, we go to filters, blur, Gaussian blur. Every image editor you can think about has a Gaussian blur. And now let's apply this one, maybe bring it a little bit down. Okay, so we can still see that we have a girl there. And now let's export the image as a JPEG. Export. And we name this one just blurred. Okay, next thing I want to do, we have now the image for the background section. Next thing I want to do is rework this section image here And for this, I'm going to cut the image down like this. So her eyes are the interesting part right now. Let's apply this one and again export as JPEG. And we call this one now blurred 2. Now the interesting thing, with the help of the blur, we can bring down the file size dramatically. So let's take again a look. So here we have our 333 kilobyte image. Then we have our 26 kilobyte image, our 82 kilobyte image, 27 kilobytes, and 15 kilobytes. We can even reduce the file size more. Since we are using a blur here, we can bring down the quality, and by that even increase the reduction more. So you see there's no real difference to the version we just had, but this file is just 8 kilobytes.
Hey, Future Chris here from the editing room. I forgot to mention why you should use an image editor to blur the image instead of a CSS class. Because if you use the image editor, you really shrink down the file size. So a smaller file gets delivered when the web page is called. If you're using a CSS style to blur the image, the browser first has to load the whole image, full size, and then has to blur it. So you add an extra step to that, and you still have the huge chunk of traffic. So don't use the CSS class if you want to blur images. Always use an image editor. Okay, back to the tutorial.
Let's now rework these images. For this, I'm using the editor Brizzy. So these are the two blocks we currently have. Now let's copy this one. And here we now change the image. And we upload our blurred images. There we go. Same thing here. Let's duplicate this one. Here now delete. Going to add my blurred version as background. I'm going to move this one over here. Okay, now let's go to the mobile view. In the mobile view, I'm going to hide this one. And let's adjust this one a little bit more. So this one we're going to hide. And there we go. So let's change here the color to white so it's easier to read. And there we go. We now changed the larger image to the smaller one, because if people read your blog on a mobile phone, they are mainly interested in the information and not so much in the design or the look. So what you can do, you can use this blur trick for each filler image you have. So you still have the separation for the section, for example. You still use the image, so you have an optical break to your text, but the used image is very, very small. So if we now refresh the page, and take a look in the small section, there you can now see our changes. So if we make another test for the mobile page, as you can see, we now have a better page score and the size of the page went down dramatically. And all these changes are just because we changed 2 images. There's no flickering currently with any cache or anything else, just reworking 2 images with a blurred image filter and cutting it down so it fits better in the size, and we just cut the size of the website more than 50% down, and we increase our page speed score by 10%. So that's pretty nice, I would say. Not much work, but you can see if you tailor your image perfectly to your mobile views and you change the design of your website currently to better fit to this mobile view, you can increase your page speed score dramatically, and you can serve very much smaller websites than before. So I hope this trick helps you. So if this trick was helpful for you, well, how about you give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to see more simple tricks how you can improve your web design. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.